And I'm gonna go on and share the video. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. There we go. Good evening, and I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We have a treat for us all tonight. We have a young lady who she goes out her way to make sure she keeps everybody inspired. She's doing what she can to add encouragement among the land. She is doing, she has a positive platform. I can hear you on the background. I can hear you on the background. You hear me? I can hear you on the background. Cut your other device down. Cut your other device down.
Okay, so I don't have anything on besides let's see, I'm logged in on my computer. So should I turn that volume down?
What do you have the other device on? Where are you? Because I can hear the YouTube. What are you logged in from YouTube?
No. I'm on the Zoom on the computer and I haven't turned anything on my phone on.
Maybe it's me. It's me. I'm crazy. I'm sorry. It's me.
I was like, wait a second. I was like, I don't even have
it's me. We got it. She has some great look, I heard it, but I wasn't sure. She got some great things going on, very uplifting, very positive platform. Her name is none other than MsPositive Motivation. Her first name is Carrie. I'm not looking at her profile right now, but let me share you something with you all about Miss Carrie. Miss Carrie adds nothing but positive energy into the atmosphere. She truly does. She is a very responsive person. If you follow her platform, you're going to see mainly a lot of encouragement. And a lot of that encouragement has a lot to do with a lot of her story, not just past, but her story, not just present, but also her story as for what she may see it or deem it for the goals that she has in the future. So I'm not going to spell out everything that I once highlighted. We're going to let Miss Carrie introduce herself to give everybody an introduction of what I do want you to do when you give a little background about yourself and let everybody know what brought you to that point and what helped create MsPositive Motivation.
Absolutely. So pretty much I'm gonna say exactly 2010 it was. And what happened was, not making a long story of it, I was in a place of I felt like I lost everything. I felt like that I was lost myself and I was angry at the world and everyone in it, and they hadn't even done anything to me. So at that point in time, I still encouraged myself. And so, with encouraging myself and what was going on and feeling like I had lost everything, which was all material things, it wasn't anything in regards to, my health or a person or anything like that. It was just in regards to material things and feeling that, I was always there for people and they weren't there for me. And so everybody I looked at like, okay, the whole world was against me and nobody was willing to help me when I needed help. So it was just a thing of, what, I'm gonna still encourage myself and I'm gonna still put my best foot forward to get back to where I felt as though that I needed to be. And so from that point there in 2010, I don't know the exact month, but I know that at that point in time, and being as though I was still able to encourage others and try and inspire others. And I'll never forget uh, aunt of mine told me, she said, you should be a motivational speaker. She said, you should, speak to other people and, let them know that, you still keep going in the midst of, what all is going on when things you feel as though they're bad and they're really not, because you're still here to keep pushing. So I thought about that for a little while, and I said, you know what? I said, she's absolutely right. I said, because I am a positive motivation, and I do try to, help as much as I can for people. And I feel like it's in my nature to do that, to encourage, to inspire, to motivate, even when it's like, okay, I can use that myself. But I feel like that, especially these days, um, and then fast forward, in that, when you come to the content creation and being online and everything, and I said, you know what? I said, we have so much negativity that is online, and there's so many negative people in this world. So it's like, you know what? And I got to the point of being at peace and being in that motivating space. I said, well, with being online, I'm going to be a positive motivation. I'm not going to add to the negativity. I'm going to the other side, because we need more of that. And so that's really, really when I truly said, like, I'm going to put that out there as to that is, who I am, and make sure that it's known. I'm MsPositive Motivation. So that's pretty much where that came from, with the name of MsPositive Motivation, because it inspires me. It motivates me when others say to me from my content, or from what I may say to them, is just like, what you put out there inspired me. It motivated me to be on that same page and to think positively opposed to thinking negatively. So it's like that keeps me going. That really makes me like, this right here is really truly inspiring me to say, hey, I got to keep doing this, because when I thought that nobody was paying attention, and it's like a lot of times, I'm in that space of thinking that, nobody is paying attention. It's like, here you are. And when you came to me, I'm just like, look at God. I said, look at that right there, because when I thought that nobody was paying attention, and it's like, okay, you are being seen. He said, didn't I tell you? I told you you're going to be seen. I told you what I put you here for. And that was that. So it's like, yeah, that's truly where, it came from.
So there have been some hurdles you have occurred or dealt with over the years. I'm not going to ask about the hurdles, but if you could give somebody an outline on what steps they need to take when they feel like, or when they truly may be in those low moments, if you could give somebody an outline or some or instruction, what would that be?
I would definitely say to think about the reason that you want to keep going. And some may say, oh, there is no reason, or I can't think of anything. There's definitely a reason. You have to dig deep for it, and think about I always think about where my talent lies. I think about where my spirit lies, and I think about others around me, but mainly for myself. And it's a matter of finding yourself. So in that there, I would say for anybody that's feeling like that, they have to take a step back, breathe, and really think about the purpose, or what it is that they want to achieve, and the strength within to do that, and find it, whether it be in a spiritual way, whether it be to the others around them that they inspire, that look to them to be that person. I feel like those two things right there are the main things to really look at, to find that. And it may take some time. It's not going to happen right away. But I say in regards to that, it's definitely a thing of looking to find, where that inner within yourself, because can't nobody else give it to you to say like, okay, what are my next steps? What I'm going to do to get to that point of, how do I take this next step? Because you got to look and find, well, how can I do this? Because for myself, I mainly, I said, you know what? I said, I enjoy my peace, and I'm not going to allow myself to be in this space of anger. I'm not going to allow myself to be in this space of negativity and fall into that, because just like they say that, you know, negativity is contagious, so is positivity. And so you get more joy from positivity than you will from negativity, because negativity gets old after a while. And it's like you ain't never heard anybody say anything of the factor of like, you know what? I'm getting real tired of your positivity. Now I've said millions and millions of times, I'm getting so tired of this negativity. But that's what I say in regards to that. It's a matter of, like I said, just digging deep for it, taking a breather, taking a step back. And even in regards, if you have to look to somebody else or talk to somebody in regards to that, that should be an option as well, because so many of us need that, because we feel like, okay, we don't have that person or somebody. But it doesn't even have to be somebody, you know, it could be anybody, or just like I said, looking online and seeing, you know, well, she did it, so it's like, okay, how do I get to there, and go from there.
If you could have a conversation or give some advice to the younger Carrie, the under 30-year-old Carrie.
Hmm. Girl, look, what I say to her is love yourself more. Be intentional with your actions, and without a shadow of a doubt, understand what's going on, why 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 things are happening, um, and embrace the things around you, and be more aware. I have a whole conversation with her, because I just said that earlier today to my boyfriend. I was saying in regards to that, like I just, was it last year, started my business, and I said that it took me all the way until this time, in which now was the right time, because back then I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know completely what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. And I jumped out on faith to do it, because I said, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to start at. Not saying this is where I'm gonna finish at, or this is what it's always going to be, because evolution, everything always evolving. I could be doing this one day, and a couple months down the road, okay, I decide I'm gonna switch it up and I'm gonna do another business, in which, you know, with that there, those are the conversations that, like I said, I wish I had with myself over the years, to say like, you know what, stop telling yourself that this is not what it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be here. Keep telling yourself that you can do this, because here you are, and you're doing it, and you're inspiring, and people are seeing that. So it's a never think that, you know, you have nothing to say, or nothing that will, you know, move somebody.
I want to touch on the word faith because you mentioned it. And as we know, the scripture reminds us, Hebrews 11:1, faith is the evidence of things hoped for. Now, faith is the evidence of things hoped for, the hope of things are seen as unseen, is something like that. But if you could if you could explain to people in general, okay, I'm hearing that word, but and it's an action. I tell people that you have to do something, but if you could explain to somebody how you have implemented your faith, what would you tell them?
In regards to faith, like for myself, I'm not a go to church every Sunday, go to
Mm-hmm.
Bible
Right.
study every Wednesday
Mm-hmm.
type of person. But the spirit, I say, I'm a spiritual person in regards to, I'm gonna have faith, because all things are possible. So in having the faith, I have to take that leap and not allow, because it's one way. I say it's one way or the other. So I'm not going to go on the I'm not, I can't. I'm going to go
Mhm.
on the yes, I can. And I'm going to keep on pushing and figure it out because I have faith in me and it's strong. So faith is just, it's instilled and it always has been. And it's sad to, I'm gonna say it's sad to say, it's great to say that for the most part I've instilled it in myself, because coming up I never really had a whole lot of, oh, you can do this, or I have faith in you that you can do this, or you can do anything that you put your mind to do. I didn't really have that. So I said I'm gonna instill that in myself, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to stick to it, because it's the only way that it's going to get embedded in my head. That's like, okay, you know what, you can do this. So I always stand on faith, and because he always makes it possible.
If you could talk to people in our age bracket in regards to how we communicate with the generation that comes after us on an upliftment scale, of course, what would your message to us be?
Um, uplift, uplift the next woman. Um, and even and not even just us, because it's like I'm so big on the woman empowerment, but I feel like that all of us, men and women, um as far as for the younger generation, I'm not going to say they're lost, because there are sprinkles of ones out there that they've got it and they're on the right page, but it's a whole lot of them who are not on that page, or been in the same place to whereas I've been, to whereas they didn't have that encouragement and didn't have somebody saying like, okay, you can do this and I'm proud of you. So mainly I would say to the younger people to get connected with positive people. Get connected with people who encourage you, who inspire you. Get connected with people who are on the page of like, well, okay, we're not going to take just one no and be like, okay, that's it. It's done. It's like, no, we got to keep going, because 50 no's, it might be yes, but it might be one no, and the second might be a yes. So you just never know what point in time where that yes is going to come in regards to whatever it is that you're trying to do. So I just want to encourage, especially the younger people. It's like, okay, get on a positive page and encourage others, and to build that inspiration team, that motivating team. For me, like I feel like if we could do that, and being as though we are in the auntie stage now, where it's just like, okay, for me, I'm in the auntie, I'm in the sister, I'm in I'm a grandmother, okay? I'm in the we have to be that, to encourage and lead in the right direction. So that's what I would say to the younger ones, to try and lead them in the right direction of, there's so many possibilities of what you can do with your life, opposed to saying that, okay, yeah, there's nothing else for you to do. Like, of course, this day and time, content creation, being a content creator, everybody and they mama, including me, wants to do that. We're doing it, okay? And they think that, oh, I want to be like this content creator because they got all the money coming in and they got the big paycheck and everything else. But does that paycheck equate to happiness? Does that paycheck equate to that everything is right in their life? Or is that really a paycheck, or is it a front? Because we don't know that either. We're looking at the screen to be like, okay, you got it all together, and they don't.
Mhm.
So it's a matter of, don't just put all your eggs in one basket. You can do that, but like myself, I got the content creation, but I also created a business to go along with it, to coincide with it. So what I always try to say, and especially to the ones on online and on Facebook where I'm mainly at, I say to them on there, it's like, okay, make your content and what you say resonate with other people, so that way they can think of you as, oh, okay, the brand is Miss Positive. She's always speaking positively. That's her brand. That's what she equates to, positivity or whatever. Not to, it's like, I don't know what she do, even though it's like I do a little bit of everything. But it's just a matter of, it's like, okay, you gotta, branch it out, and you can't just stick it in one box and be like, okay, that's it, I'm done.
You said something. You used another word that stuck with me, and the word is proud. I have realized there are a lot of younger people, and we have been in that boat before. People struggle with not knowing, or the disappointment of not making people proud.
Yes.
And I know that because it has been personal. I know that because I have gotten that from my children. And I know that because I know that I have seen it via the internet and social media. So for people that don't know, because it's not linked to an age group of people.
Hmm.
It's not linked to an age group of people.
At all.
But my concern truly are these younger people who are feeling as disappointments
Hmm.
as if they haven't made people proud, or as if they're not doing enough.
Right.
What would you tell them right now? And then what would you tell those people that they are striving to make proud?
I definitely say, first and foremost, you gotta definitely make yourself proud. That's the most important, because it's as cocky as it may sound, I would say, I don't need your validation. I don't need anybody's validation. And I think that's what it boils down to as well. People are looking for validation from other people opposed to validating ourselves. So it's like, as far as for that, we have to look to ourselves first, because the other outside, in which, like I said, when I was coming up and I didn't get that, and of course it hurt me to the core, because I'm just like, for the main ones, like our parents and whoever else, in the family and everything, you're looking for that to be said to you. You want other people to know that, you want them other people to be proud of you and to let you know, so you feel like, okay, I'm accomplishing something. I'm doing something, because they're letting me know, oh, I'm proud of you. I see what you're doing. But we have to first be proud of ourselves, to say, like, you know what, I'm proud of me, because, in which, like, at this point in time, I can truly say that I'm proud of me, because I kept going, I kept pushing,
Mhm.
I didn't give up. So with anybody else on top of that, that's just the icing on the cake. And that's why I say it's calculated. It sounds like, okay, that's just extra, like the extra applause, or the extra, validation, to say, like, okay, so I know I'm doing something right. But when somebody else says, it's like, okay, thank you, like, I appreciate it even more, because the fact that I had, when I truly got to that point of saying, to myself that I have to be proud of me. I have to be proud of, what I'm doing. And I have to be, doing something, out here to make myself proud, not make others proud, because that's just the icing on the cake for other people to be proud of me. That's just my philosophy on it.
Why do you think we go out the way? And I'm not just talking about women, I'm talking about people in general. Why do you think we go out the way to seek all this validation from other people?
Because that's the way that it's always been set up. It's always been set up in life that everybody has to be proud of you. Everybody has to say like, oh, you've made it because you're doing X, Y, and Z. You've made it because you have all this money, or you have this nice car, or you have this big house, or whatever. That is always been the world, the society saying, okay, that's where, the stamp of approval, the validation is put on there. And that's what we look for, because everybody, this is, it's like second nature. It's like breathing. That's where it's always come from. Because of course, yeah, I want to get to a point of to be able to say like, oh, look what I've done. I've made it here. So I made it to the point of, but see, that's just for me. Though I don't want anybody else to saying like, oh, you made it and all that. Because I said, goes back to what I was saying before in regards to, if I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and I'm doing this to show other people, hey, I done did X, Y, and Z, and I'm showing off. Does that really equate to that, I've made it? Does that really equate to something that they should be proud of? Nope. Because if it's not genuine, and when it comes down to it and behind the scenes, and when I close the door, I'm boo-hooing and crying because this is not, the life that I'm miserable. Am I really, really, putting it out there and saying like, hey, be proud of me because I'm living this fake life? No, 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 no. It's a thing. Like I said, we have to be proud of ourselves. It doesn't matter, what is going on out there in the world, as long as we feel good with ourselves. And it it boils down to self. Period. And it's like, yeah, I understand what you're saying in regards to that, because whew, you see it all the time. And it's like, I see it online, and I just be wanting to just reach out and say to them so badly, like, why are you worrying about these other people? Like, please make it make sense. Because again, if you are putting out there into the atmosphere what you feel as though that you need to put out there, and you feel good with putting that out into the atmosphere, that's all that matters. If you feel good with it, because you can't
Mhm.
make everybody feel good with what you're doing, or to like you, or to love you, or whatever it is, or whatever. You're not going to please everybody.
What's the saying? You can please some of the folks some of the time, but you would never please all the people none of the time.
Exactly.
We never do that. I want to talk about briefly your business. Tell us about your business.
Well, I say I'm doing a couple of things at the moment. So I just did a book, The Power of Positivity. I just put that out. Um, I would say it's been about, let's see, the 19th of January, so almost a month now. It's been out. And then besides that, I have a few journals that I put out. I did that some time ago. And then I also have, well, see, last year when I started, was saying, okay, I'm gonna do some business. I started with my smoothie book. So I also have a smoothie recipe book that's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, and I believe a couple other places as well, because I also did with it's a company called Lulu. .com, and they do it global. So it's in a couple of different bookstores. And then I also have a clothing boutique, which is MsPositiveShop.com. So I have, like I said, a few things going on. And look, I'm not done yet, because I still got some stuff brewing in my head that I want to do, and mainly on the positive side, to tie more into who I am, and inspiring people and encouraging, like you said, with the earlier, speaking of the young people, I said that I want to build a team of people, or a group, and of course definitely too, I mean, our young people, as far as for women, and then slide over to, okay, getting some men to join in as well, to speak to the younger men. But as far as for first starting with the women, because like I said, we're aunties, I mean, we're grandmothers, we're sisters and things of that nature, with speaking to them in starting businesses, and being on a positive page to encourage others, and to seek out people of positivity. So I want to build a team in that regard, for, just being on a positive page. It's like positive conversations, um, and encouraging conversations, so that they know that, you can start that business, or you can create, something for
Mhm.
you, that you can share with others, and that's you, that's what you created. So it's like, so many are like, I mean, I don't know what direction to go in, I don't know what to do, and they don't know, or don't have somebody to speak to them in that regard. And it's like, yeah, I would love to build a team of people in regards to that, to where it's like, I mean, myself and others can help other people.
Now, I want to slightly switch it up just a little bit more. We we know that you're about positivity, and you've launched your businesses, but what is your motivation? Like, why? Why? I want people, because I think more people need to hear it. What is the leading force to you wanting to have your own businesses? What is the leading force behind?
um Look, like you said, just switch it. Look, this, I feel like, this right here, and the businesses that I do, that's not what my purpose is, what was supposed to be. My first love is music. So I feel like that my purpose, and what I was supposed to be doing on this earth, was singing. I was supposed to be doing music, and be here, there, and everywhere, and traveling and everything else. And the plan got switched up. So I didn't make it there, but there's another purpose that I have. So my why is, I feel like, also pertaining to my sign, I'm a Cancer. So we're nurturers. We are loving, caring, giving people. And I feel like that's where my why comes from my nature, period, because I have that gift of being able to speak to people, and I have the gift of gab. So I said I got to use it wisely. And if I'm going to put myself out there, I want to be in the best light ever, and not in a negative, and not in a negative light. I want to be in a positive light, and I want to touch somebody's spirit. I want to touch somebody's soul in that regard, to, let them know it's like, we're not alone. You're not alone out here in whatever it is, as long as you can reach out to somebody, you can reach out to them, and talk to them, ask them questions, and get some type of guidance in the right direction.
Mhm.
Because that's the whole thing of, like I said, with again, going back to the young folks. It's like, okay, there's a lot of young people that don't have that. It's a lot of people, period, as even adults, don't have that. And so, being as though I ain't gonna say I didn't have it, but I didn't have it in the regards, in the way that I felt as though that I should have it, or the way that I wanted it to be. So I said that I want to be that for other people, because I didn't get that. So I said that I want to be that as much as I possibly can be to inspire and encourage people um in any type of positive light.
Mhm. I want to thank you for that because it's insight that goes not talked about enough. In my most humble opinion, I'm not saying these are facts, but it is a good feeling when I can hear somebody as yourself tell your testimonies or your experiences to remind people they're truly not alone.
Mhm.
And we all tend to have it a little bit rougher than we did a season ago. But I do want to commend you on that. Another thing I would like to commend you on is the fact that you're always available. And so that doesn't go unnoticed either. Um, I also want to just dwell on just a little bit briefly about encouraging others to be more positive. So, if you could give a message to anybody in retrospect about utilizing their platform to be more positive, what would that message be?
Um, Being more receptive to what's around you and people and energies. I would say because um, being able to read a situation or I mean, especially if it's put directly out there to you, we being more understanding of people are going through different things and we may not know what they are, we may not be able to see what they are, but just any type of encouraging word, any type of motivating word, um and any type of inspiring word, we need more of that. So I would say to people to put out there, not to, say like, hey, get online and tell them, what your, as some people may say, a sob story, but you're speaking of your life in which, people may call that a sob story, whatever. It's like, no, it's not that. It's a thing of saying, I've been through this, I've done this, and I'm going through this, but I'm still pushing forward because this is what I'm going to do for myself. So to say like, okay, be more understanding of what people are going through and speak positively and try and lead them in the right direction,
Mhm.
because I see entirely too much of what they call trauma bonding. And so people will bond to trauma and they'll try to one up somebody. Well, I went through this. Well, I went through that or whatever. And it's like, no, 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 we're not going to bond on that. We need to bond on, okay, well, how do we get through that? How do we get you to a place of, I need to heal from whatever it is or whatever it was that I went through or that I'm going through. So that's the thing that I mean, at this moment in time, that's one of the major things that I feel as though that really needs to be put out there across is healing, because there's so many people that need to heal from traumas and they need inspiration and they need motivation. So it's like with me saying and putting myself out there to say like, okay, let me inspire and let me show it's like, okay, I smile every day because I can, and
Mhm.
can't nobody stop me from doing that. Can't nobody stop me from speaking a positive word. And does that mean that I don't go through things, that I'm not going through things right now? I
Mhm.
am, a whole lot. But it's like, okay, I can't let that hold me back. So that'd be another thing that I would definitely say to, people to inspire them and to motivate them is like, okay, it's a lot of things that, we go through and that may be holding us back, but as my one of my favorite songs, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. And so, with that being said, it's like, okay, we cannot let it happen. We have to keep pushing. We have to keep going. We have to get to that point because the fact is, I want to get to that point of jumping over this hurdle to say, like, see, look, I did it. I made it.
Mm-hmm.
And not in the sense of it's like, okay, I made it, and I made it to a point of I'm not going to go through anything else ever again in life or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because life ebbs and flows. That's life. And so we have to take accountability for our actions in life. We have to look at what's going on and say, like, okay, well, I went through this, I made it through, and now, hey, I'm gonna add that in my pocket of testimonies because I did it, and I can encourage somebody else to do the same.
Well, I want to tell you thank you because we need more people like you to share your insight as well as some of your experiences. Um, when I tell you my cup is like run over in a good way, my cup has truly run over in a good way because I tell people just when you think you got it, it's somebody around to come show you something different.
Oh yeah.
So I am grateful for for that. Also, what I'm grateful for is because you haven't folded on your platforms. And when I say you haven't folded, you haven't allowed emotions to overly take you so far to a point. And I think it's something we all could work on. Me, I'm number one in the ring. I'm gonna tell you now, I'm the number one person, honey. I get frustrated from 0 to 80 real fast.
Look,
But
behind the scenes, look. Look, behind the scenes, look, I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna act like that. Look, I don't get flustered. And you know who gets the brunt of it? My boyfriend gets the brunt of it. And I be
mhm,
looking and seeing and the comments sometimes and all that. And it's like with
mhm,
being, at the point in my platform where I'm at to whereas, you know, I'm always focused on
mhm,
it. So I'm just like, do you not see this positivity going on here? And here you come with your negativity. And I'm just like, what did I do to you? And I want to ask,
mhm,
like, okay, why do you want me to stop? And look, but then, look, you got to say, look, I'm going to take a break. I take a break. I have taken a break. I have slowed up. I've done. I mean, okay, I'm gonna come back full force, hardcore. I'm video crazy, and then I'm like, okay, well, I need a breather or whatever. I have to regroup. And I say with anybody that is doing this and being online and just getting started and haven't reached a platform yet of thousands or 100,000 all that
mhm,
stuff there. It's
mhm,
just like okay, um, and you got to re-energize. You got to take that
mhm,
breather and step back a second and regroup, do
mhm,
it. And
mhm,
then, like I say, baby walk it, take baby steps and just pick up the momentum as you see fit.
mhm,
Nobody else. You got to pick it up as you see fit. So it's like, that's where, and not to eat and not as well, not to say like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this when the time is right, or the environment is right, or the atmosphere is right. If it's calling you, do it.
mhm,
So that's where that's what I always say to myself as well. And I've had to get to that point of saying that because it's just like I said, I can't I can't can I can't fold and go towards that negative side and or go to where I always see the masses doing because it's all
mhm,
types of trends, it's all types of things that you see online,
mhm,
and it's like we'd be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go and do what they doing because that's popular for them. or whatever. And it's like, okay, I don't, that may not work for me. I want it to be popular for me. I want it to be what I want to put out there, not
Right.
because everybody else is. So
Right. 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 Right.
I said I can be where I'm at, and it be only one person, but at least I know that I'm inspiring that one person. And if it reaches to 100, it reaches to 1,000, 100,000, then it's like, okay, that's even better, because they will come. Like I said, I always tell people as well, look, your tribe is your tribe, not nobody else's. They
That's
come to
right.
see you, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why they are there, because what you say and what you do resonates with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to thank you so much, especially for allowing me the opportunity to just sit before your presence truly right now. It is truly something I don't think you could quite understand, because we're all different individually. But just know that I appreciate how you have not sold yourself out for a few extra bucks. I want to tell you thank you for reminding those of us in our age group on our communication skills with our younger people. But I still really, really, really admire the fact that you truly have a passion for people. And in that feeling, I don't think you can ever feel the worst. I don't think you can. For them, on their behalf, not for you. But I also want to tell you thank you, because we're so divided as people. And we need to understand that there are some good people and there are just some bad people.
Yes.
My prayer is that you, nor me, nor either one in our homes or from afar get caught up in that.
Absolutely.
Before we wrap up, how would people look you up? Tell people where to find you.
I am MsPositive Motivation on every platform. The only
Mhm.
platform that I do not have is Snapchat and Twitter, in which I haven't gotten into those as of yet. It's like, so I say certain platforms I feel like is for a certain group of people.
Mhm.
That's just always been my thing. I'm trying to expand, and I feel you feel the same way. You say yes. Yes. It's just
When you
like,
tell them you're on Facebook, they look at you like you crazy.
yeah, they like, what? That's for the old people. Okay, I'll be that. I'm 48 years old. I'll be 49 in July. Call me old. Hey, it is what it is. That is my space. Okay. I came from my space.
Exactly.
No pun intended. Pun intended, however you want to put it. But it's like, look, Facebook, that's where my people are at. And so I've expanded over to TikTok. I'm really trying to get into the TikTok space as well. I'm really trying to expand over there, because I feel like that it's needed over there as well. The positivity is needed there. But what I mainly need, I'm MsPositive Motivation on YouTube as well. I do have a channel there, in which I'm just like, I guess I'm on a, this is the expansion year, because I said I really need to get into YouTube and really get some videos going on there, because I have the channel set up, and I was doing shorts, and then I stopped, and I've been focused on Facebook.
I'll help keep you busy. Because the
Yes.
only thing you got to do with this video, I think I'm not a pro. I know you should be able to download it first,
Okay.
then share it. Because you can't share from YouTube to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I also record locally. So when the stuff goes on the local place, you can I done Googled it and all that kind of stuff. But since you have a computer, See, we have to understand a phone not gonna do everything.
Right, exactly, exactly. Well, I
It's
work
a
from home,
mini
so it's
computer.
like, yeah, yeah. I'm on
So
my,
you
yeah.
can download, you can download the video because
Okay,
once you download it, it's your video.
nice. Okay,
Then you can turn around and upload the video. And
yes.
then you can upload on YouTube and tag people in it too.
Oh, okay, okay. Now see, you
That's
just
just a little
see.
bit. I ain't no pro. It took me a minute kind of learn that little part. So
Right,
we gonna.
right.
I think we need to work on just keeping each other busy
Absolutely,
because you
absolutely.
can't. I just don't think we can have too much positive stuff. But when I tell you, like, I am so grateful for you because it just seems like it's just not enough being shared.
No,
And I really believe deep down that there is more good than that of what's not good. And I truly believe that people can make a difference if they
absolutely.
stay focused and consistent because for anybody that's watching, me and her were talking prior to, and she was just so happy for me, but I'm happy for her because she is truly being a blessing to me because I am concerned not just about the generation behind us. I'm concerned about the generation behind them and the generation behind that. And I'm like, at some point, the cycle has to be broken.
Yes.
And I do want to touch on some things. You touched on some things because it was that's just what it was. That's not how you said it. I'm paraphrasing on how we would seek validation and we want to make people proud. And what I realized is there is nothing wrong with me making MsPositive Motivation proud. But in me making her proud, I need to be making myself some proudness too. If there is nothing that helps uplift me in the process, and truly, what am I doing it for?
Exactly.
But people don't have the answers to that. But even though I may not have the answers, this tonight, you have still given people so much hope.
And that means the world to me. Like I said, and that inspires me. And like I said, for a rapper, I gotta thank you because you have truly inspired me. And from the moment that I met you, and when you inbox me, and I'm just like, what? But huh? I'm like, wow, look, somebody was actually paying attention because it's like, okay, I'm being seen. So it's just like, okay, that was an inspiration all in itself. And the platform that you have, and I mean, and what you're doing and seeking out the people that are trying to make a difference and are trying to enlighten other people and on a positive page. We definitely need more people like you as well. And like I said before, which I've been doing a horrible job of it, but like I said, it's time to I always say when an inspiration comes, it's time to step it up a notch and get on my job. So I'm definitely going to help you in regards to seeking out the people that I see that are inspiring and that are doing positive work to send them your way because you can't do it all alone. In which I don't know what type of team you have, but still, I don't care what team you have. I'm going to be there to make sure that I send those people your way, the names and the pages and everything, because see, you may see the people that you see, but then I'm over here and I see the people that I see, and you may not see them. So it's like, okay, when they're putting out that good work, it needs to be seen. Like I said, that goes to that thing of it's like, okay, I see you. So just like you see me, I see them, and I got to make sure that they know, hey, you're doing good. You're doing something that is positive, and we need to shine a spotlight on you. So there definitely needs to be a spotlight on you, and you need to continue doing what you're doing because it's so important. Because you have inspired me tonight in this here. Because like I said, the devil tries to say, "Oh, you're nervous or whatever," and you ain't gonna know what to say, and you ain't gonna know how to answer these questions because what do you know about being on a podcast or doing a podcast or anything like this? And like I tell, look, everybody, this is my first time of doing an interview, being interviewed by anyone. So y'all heard it first here. Miss Lisa, look, Miss Bell outspoken, okay? She had MsPositive Motivation here first, okay? Look, she got the first interview, okay?
And I
And she
want
will always and forever have a special place in my heart. And it's
to.
like, if any time or anything that I can do, like, I mean, if you want to have me back again, or you need a round table talk, or however you want to do it, what I mean, to be back on, I'll be more than happy to, come back and speak with you anytime
Yeah.
because, like I said, you have inspired me to, to step my game up, to be more present and to nice to not fold because I have been in a slow moment. I haven't been putting out as much as I possibly could be, and at this present time, I have nothing but time on my hands, so I need to use it wisely and to build further in who I am, and that is not who I say I am. That's who I am, and so in that I needed to be seen um and to do that because I feel like it's so important to do that because people need to see more and more of this here so that like you said the people coming up behind us our children and the children's children know that they need to see whatever like I say to my granddaughter all the time. I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old grandbaby or whatever, and look, I have one child, and it's like I try to tell her all the time, in regards to like I said, with I didn't get in coming up. You can do whatever it is that you want to do, and I try to encourage her in regards to it's like okay, we come from whereas nobody in our immediate family owned a house before
Mm.
the age of 30. And I'm like, okay, she's turning 29 in a week. Next Saturday, she'll be 29. And I'm like, okay, we got to get on it. We got to get you to a place to where you can do something that your mom has not done yet. So it's like, okay, I want you to be better than I was. It's like I said, I'm going to be better than what my mom was in regards to communication and being there and speaking to her in that regard of like I want you on a positive page. I want to encourage you to do what it is that you got set in your mind. If you don't know what it is, well, let's figure it out. I mean, let's see what direction or what avenues that we can take to get you where you need to be within yourself. So it's just like I tell my grandbaby all the time. It's like I'm so proud of her. I tell her all the time, I'm so proud of you because you need to know that I see what you're doing. I see you. And it's like that's the whole thing of people want to be seen in what they're doing and knowing that's like, okay, I'm doing something good. And it's like she's so excited about school now, whereas there was a point in time where she wasn't. And I said, I want you to keep this same energy all throughout elementary school, middle school, high school. I want you to keep that same energy because a lot of times we get to a certain point and be like, okay, that energy is gone because people will take us away from that. And I want you to be on that same energy because that's where it's going to get you to where you want to be at in life on a positive page to say like okay, I got to learn. I always got to learn. Every day is a learning experience. I always got to learn. So like I said, I thank you so very much for having me because like I said, this right here, they really, gave me the inspiration juices again. So you're like, okay, I need to do more. Um, and I really got to step it up and put more positivity out there because I'm not doing enough. And that I say it for myself. You may feel like, or you say it's like, okay, yeah, you are doing, so much, and I feel like that I'm not doing enough. I need to be to where it's like, okay, my videos, my words are resonating everywhere to where it's like, okay, like I say, I wouldn't mind being a household name. MsPositive Motivation. I know her videos, I know her face. I see that smile on on my phone all the time. And she always got something good to say. And it's just like, yeah. I mean, I'm always going to smile because I can. And it's so much better to smile and opposed to frown or to be angry. So it's like I try my best to always be on that page of, you know, let me let me smile opposed to keeping that mad and sad energy. And also too, one last thing before I go, because I said I need to get this out here as well. What better way, I mean, place to do it but here. You ever heard the expression of uh laugh to keep from crying?
Laugh to keep from crying, baby. Whoo! Gotta laugh to keep from crying.
Now,
That is a present moment reality for me
oh
right
yes,
now.
look, for me as well. But look, I'm about to ruffle your feathers real quick. That right there is the most bogus statement ever. And
Mm.
I'll tell you why I feel that way. Because go ahead and cry. Go ahead and let it out because those tears that's coming out from the pain and the hurt or whatever it is that's going on, it's cleansing your soul and you're acknowledging and feeling what's going on. And your next step is to step back, take a breather, and take it all in to say, like, okay, now it's time for me to regroup and see what direction I'm going to take now to whereas I don't have to be on this page any longer. And I can heal from whatever pain it is or whatever hurt is going on to whereas when I do cry, it's tears of joy, not of pain. And I don't have to laugh and ignore what's going on because that's what we're doing. We're laughing to ignore or to brush off or sweep under the rug of what's going on. So I'm gonna laugh to keep from crying, but it's nothing wrong with crying because you have to embrace it to say, like, okay, what's going on? It's like, okay, it's not gonna last always. It's a temporary moment. I can get through this. And if I can't, it's like, okay, look, I'm gonna reach out to somebody. Look, reach out to me.
And when I tell you, like, it's making me emotional because it's so many people that's just, people are really like tired.
Yes,
When
we
I
all
tell
are.
you, and it ain't just me, it's like, I know for a fact people are just tired. And people are tired on like truly different levels. And I got a friend girl, she says she has a statement, and her statement is people are doing the best they can with where they are.
Yep.
And but those people, as well as other people, they're truly hurting. And it's almost like, and you saying that, it's kind of like, why do we think we gotta brush stuff off? Why do we think like it's a bad thing to like get emotional or have emotions? Why do people feel like, why is it that people feel like they can't be tired, or why do people feel like they can't be strong, that they have to be strong for everybody, except themselves? And I think part of my problem is I know that there are so many people that are trying. And I try not to always focus on what's good or what's bad because we all have some good in us, I feel like. And I feel like we all have done some bad things. But I also know that people truly be trying, even though if what you're doing may not make sense to me. But if we ought to be able to just pause and pay attention and know what they're doing may not make sense, but is any effort in there.
Mm-hmm.
People are truly, and when I tell you, it's so many people that like I asked you to talk to that Carrie under the age of 30, it's so many people 40 and older, and they just like, what the hell is going on in my life right now?
Oh yeah.
When I tell you, not only me that need it, because while I was looking down, I was sharing this video individually to some people through text messages, because I feel like so many people need the inspiration and the upliftment and the encouragement, because life truly beats people down,
Yes.
and people don't know how to. We're not perfect. We don't know. It's a lot we don't know, even with our emotions. And it's not that we're trying to be this hardcore type people, or it's not that we're trying to be victimized.
Exactly.
People truly have their backs against the wall, and people don't want to deem as failures.
Mhm.
And I know we should seek validation, but when I tell you, I thank you for saying that. I thank you that you said it, and I'm so thankful that you said it in this place, because when I tell you, it's so many people that are tired, and I know this is outside of the realm, and I'm not being selfish, but it's some people that if I could just do this for them. I'm not even gonna say take everything totally away to Elston, but just to do this and take some things away. And people are truly tired.
Mhm.
And I thank you for that. And I know that others will too, because this world is so much more than what we allow it to be for us. My most humble opinion is we were not put here just to be tired and agitated and aggravated. And I tell people jokingly, but intentionally, and I mean what I say. We ain't the generation trying to wait till we get 65 and 70 to start enjoying life.
No. Mm-mm. I refuse.
We're not.
No, ma'am. I'm not doing it.
Because
I'm not doing it
out it acting like we own time, we don't own time.
at all. And it's crazy because I just told my daughter this the other day, and it's just something how, like I said, of course, she's in that generation of that. I feel like, I mean, it really needs a talking to or whatever, and she's one of them. And I got to her, I said, I'm not always going to be around. Is nobody wants to think about that. We don't want to speak on that page of, oh yeah, you're gonna be around forever. Or you got some years before. I said you could be going tomorrow. And I'm not saying that, in the context of like, okay, poof, I want you going tomorrow. I could be gone, you could be gone, we all could be gone in the blink of an eye. You never know what it is that's gonna say, all right, it's time for you to go on home. You never
Mm,
know what that may be. So you have to move in this world as if, okay, what is my plan A, B, C, and possibly D? Because
mm,
you can't wholeheartedly rely on me, in which, of course, I want you to be able to do that. I want to provide you with everything that I can possibly provide you with, but I can't because I'm
mhm,
only one person. So you have to look at okay, I need to make my plans of what life is going to be, what I'm going to do. Also, too, which I mean, a lot of us, I mean, need to do, and myself included, or whatever. It's just like, okay, it's a matter of. And speaking of that, make sure you have all your orders, everything, all your affairs in order. Because if you don't have all your affairs in order when that day and
mhm,
time comes, and it's like, what do I do? How do I move because my mom is gone, my dad is gone, or my husband is
mhm,
gone, or my wife is gone, or whatever, I mean, the case
mhm,
may be. You have to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to make sure that when that time comes, so it's just like, yeah, we have to think on that page or whatever, because like I said, people are tired. People are tired, and there's some people that it's just like, as much as we want to speak that positive word and everything, we'll get through to a whole lot of people, but there's some that we may not get to, and that's another
Mm-hmm.
reality as well. And as taboo as it is, a lot of people don't want to address that. Um, it's just like, I mean, when I say people need to, somebody that they can lean on and talk to, even if it's just an ear to listen to, what it is that's going on. We may not have all the answers. And I don't ever want to be like, okay, I know the answer to everything or whatever. When I say, talk to me in regards to what it is that may be going on, it's just that thing of letting people know, you're not alone. So, I'm here to speak to you in regards to what type of positivity that I can provide you, a positive thought. I mean, some type of positive energy. And if I'm not the one, it's like, okay, there's all types of telephone numbers that people can call in that regard, to speak to somebody that are trained in that, to, be on that page of, let me help you
Mm-hmm.
through. So it's just like, yeah, it's like I said, I put a smile on my face every day. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, it's a lot going on. But I said, I mean, I'm going to keep on pushing because I want to be able to get to that testimony moment to say, like, I went through X, Y, and Z, and here I am. I made it through because I was determined. And I've seen people, be determined and give up. I've seen that. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm not going to be one of those people because of the fact that for myself, that's not me. I'm not going to do that because I'm determined that it's like, okay, regardless of what's going on, I can make it through. And from what I went through, may not be similar to what somebody else has been through, or it might be similar to what they've been through. But yet and still, I pushed through because I have faith in the fact that it's like, okay, it does not last always. And I embraced my feelings. I took accountability for how I got here, and I'm gonna take accountability from where I'm gonna go from here. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the whole thing as well that I say that a lot of us have to do as well. We got to take that accountability, and we have to think about, how did I get here? And if it's something that's within our control, it's like, okay, look, I'm a take control of my life, you know, and I'm a get to where I need to be. That's just it. So, like I said, it's like, yeah, I thank you so very much for giving me this opportunity. I thank you for, like I said, your platform and, speaking to, people and acknowledging and seeing me. I appreciate you seeing me. I really do. And I said I'm going to be doing my best to incorporate in, like I said, my works of when those people come in my realm, that I send them to your way so that you can inspire them to put out there what it is that they have going on, so that in them seeing what you're doing and everybody else that's online and seeing what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
they'll know it's like, okay, well, she's doing it, he's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
everyone has a voice. It's just all a matter of how you use it.
That's
And it should always be used in a positive light, because we never know what somebody is going through or where they're at in their life and what is going on. Like you said, we sitting here right now together, and you got things going on in your heart right now. I got things going on, but we took the time to sit here and inspire other people, to let them know it's like, you can do this.
right. Mm-hmm.
It
And
can be done.
I said, thank you. There's nothing to add to anything that you said because you said what we need to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you so much too.
You're welcome, and I will be in touch. And everybody, don't forget to go follow MsPositive Motivation. It's MS, capital M, lowercase s, capital POSITIVE, capital MOTIVATION. Follow her on all social media platforms. Please follow her and check out what she's doing, because she's doing some great things. And as we see, she's adding a little bit more vibrancy into the atmosphere. When I tell you thank you so much, I thank you, beautiful.
You're welcome.
And I will be in touch. So just look out for me, okay?
You better.
Look, I am. Well, I'm delayed. Now I'm delayed, but remember I told you I was gonna eventually reach out.
Yes.
We all, I think, sometimes have them moments, but you have inspired me on so many levels. You really have. And I thank you so much. And yes, ma'am, I will be in touch.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it's like, you know, I mean, you have that time frame. It's like I needed that, because I felt like, you know, I mean, I wasn't quite ready, and you just let me know, like, you are ready. So
you beyond ready. Yes. Yeah, you are beyond ready. Thank you so much, beautiful. You have a good night. Listen, y'all, she's an hour ahead of time, and she still blessed me by being here. Okay, so thank you so much, beautiful, and I will be in touch. Okay,
you're welcome. Thank you. You have a great night.
You do the same. Good night. Bye-bye. Mwah.